Well, it was my first tour with 3 rifles and in the army. I joined the army in 2009 and I pretty much did my basic training, and I was sent there on Operic 11 the same year. I was what was known as a battlefield casualty replacement, which consequently meant that I was replacing someone who had already been killed or injured. So I knew before I even got on the plane that it was a real deal now. I was on foot patrol on my 4th week in Afghanistan. I did a month there, and I got blown up by an explosive device on foot patrol.
While I was in hospital, when I first came round, I knew exactly what happened because I was conscious throughout the incident. I say I did accept it while in hospital, that I've lost my legs. It's people say it will hit you one day, that yeah, you're going to be really affected soon.
Initially you're just in complete and utter shock, and you can't, looking back, you can't really see how you get through that. But your life changes forever, and you're always kind of acting your way through normal life. It's not like you're crying or anything, or you're sad all the time, but Richard's always there. He's always there in my head.
The first thing I thought about of being conscious for the whole event was of home. You know, what am I going to do? My wife, am I going to see her again? It was really, it's strange because so many thoughts rush through my head. How am I going to take care of her? How am I going to run around, do the things that I used to do? What's she going to think when she sees me? Is she still going to love me the same? All these things run through, but at the same time, it also helped me fight because you have a reason to fight for.
Through the rehabilitation process, my greatest obstacle as an individual was getting back on my feet in a way where I could depend on myself and getting back some degree of independence. It was only when Colonel Mike Smith called me up and just asked me blunt as day, do you want to go to skiing in Colorado? And I thought, well, I'm missing a leg, I'm not really sure if I should be going skiing in Colorado. He said, oh, go on, it'll be good fun, you should do it. So I agreed and I went, and it was actually really, really good for me, not just physically, but mentally as well. It showed me that despite the fact that I am an amputee, I can still do everything I could do before. Maybe I've now got the confidence to do stuff that I wouldn't have done before I was an amputee. So it kind of gave me back an independence, and it gave me back a lot of my dignity in a sense.
You know, there's all the little things that you never think of that kind of wear you down, and it becomes a big frustration. And it's not just that, it's the whole reality scene of your scenario, because a few months before you will be able to do all these things at home, and then all of a sudden it stops. And there was a period of time where I really struggled, and Sadie was trying her best to keep everything going. She was trying her best to support me, and it got to a point where we needed some help, and Care for Casualties provided somebody to help us, you know, with our relationship, with our problems. They spoke to me separately, they spoke to Sadie separately, he spoke to us together, and it's been absolutely brilliant. And to be fair, without the guys' help, we'd probably be in a different situation today.
Care for Casualties, they've helped fund the college courses for me. I've just completed one course. I start again in September, and another 2-year course, which once again Care for Casualties are help funding. As the course involves me going certain places off-road, but it'd be quite hard for me to travel. They've also helped fund for a quad, so I can get to these difficult places.
When a soldier's wounded or killed, there's a possibility they might feel like they're isolated out there alone with their problems, and it's important that they know that there's someone that remembers what they've done and is going to be there to help them out, because the fight's not over for them. They've got their own challenges ahead of them, and they really do need someone to support them through that.
I know that Care for Casualties will always be there, and I can always depend on them, not just now, but well, for the rest of my life really, and that a lot of other lads on future tours in Afghanistan or wherever else we might be, that Care for Casualties will always be there.
Through injury or death, it's something that will be permanent. It will forever affect your life, and support will forever be needed for as long as injury or death is a reality of our job.
I think for what Stefan and others like him have sacrificed, any money donated to care for casualties is a small sacrifice and is really, really greatly appreciated.
The Rifles as a whole, they've been outstanding for me. They are my second family.
The Rifles is a family regiment, and a family has responsibilities. And in our case, those responsibilities mean looking after our wounded soldiers, their families, and the families of our fallen riflemen.